never know when it's live. Oh, we're live. Hey, everybody. We are back for the third week of the Elevate Her Experience launch party because it is a party. We are celebrating our liberty. We are celebrating our success together. And we are celebrating understanding how neuroscience can truly impact our lives. And you guys, I am so excited about tonight's talk. I've been waiting for this night for at least 3 weeks now. Like I saw that this night was coming up and I've been waiting for it because I know it's not only going to bless me, it's gonna bless you. It's gonna bless your friends. And so make sure y'all are liking, make sure y'all are sharing with someone because tonight we're talking about how God and faith can help to heal the inner critic. And of course, we like to talk about psychology and neuroscience and all of those things because science is so beneficial. When you learn the sciences and how the sciences can truly help you in your life, you can truly transform your life. And in psychology, there's this thing called the imposter syndrome, right? Or the inner critic, right? I think another word to call it is the comparison trap. And I know I'm not the only one that's been a victim to the imposter syndrome. And in short, have you ever been in a place where maybe you won an award? Maybe you had the highest sales of the month. Maybe you have started your business. Maybe you got a 3.8 in your GPA and you're still like, I mean, that's not that great. It's it's okay. I mean, well, I had a lot of tutors. Oh, somebody help me. Have you ever just felt like you just could not stand fully in the acknowledgement of your success? I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one where when the camera come my way, the first thing I do is try to shine my light on someone else. That is the imposter syndrome. It's when you feel like a fraud. It's when you don't necessarily feel worthy of what you've accomplished. It's when you have evidence that you're great, but you're just like, well, I was lucky, or well, I got there because such and such helped me, or well, it's all because of God. I didn't do nothing. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy. We've all had those self-talks, and the inner critic gets to speak. So I'm so excited to be with you guys again tonight. My name is Ace Ford. I am a life strategist and a brand strategist. I spend my days helping people to understand their brand, identify their brand, and I help them to engineer success in their life. And I'm here with my beautiful partner, my partner from another, I don't know what we say, daddy's baby, mama's baby. I can't even think. Mama's baby, brother, sister.
A sister from another mother.
A sister from another mister. That's my sister from another Mr. Dr. Vanessa Brooks, aka the brain coach. And today, y'all, I'm telling you, you want to share this conversation because the brain coach is going to help us to unlock and rewire our brains through the power of neuroplasticity, y'all. I know y'all been hearing us talk about it. She's going to help us to understand how imposter syndrome activates the amygdala. You know, that space that she taught us about last week where fear and anxiety lives. She's going to teach us in a very methodical way how we can overcome imposter syndrome and stand up in our greatness and be accepting of our greatness. No more giving it to everybody else. I want y'all to be like, I did the damn thing. I did. Yes, I did. I studied. I worked hard. Yes, I did. I deserve everything that's coming to me. We're going to be in a season of I deserve what's coming to me. Dr. Brooks, first off, you look gorgeous. I see you did the light blue eyeshadow today. I said, okay, Fenty Beauty. Okay. How you doing
know what,
today,
though?
beautiful?
It's actually white.
Is it white?
It's the lighting. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's giving this crimson, ice blue, like ice queen.
But
How
I'll
you doing
take it.
tonight?
I'm doing so good tonight, Ace. I'm doing really, really good.
I'm
I'm ready
sure
to
they're
get
ready
into.
to hear from you and for you to like help us understand the imposter syndrome.
Let's get into it, y'all. Thank you for joining. Hey, Delia.
Hey,
And I see some
Delia.
other people are here. We are streaming live from YouTube and from Facebook. So no matter where you are watching us, make sure you come on in and say hello. Ace and I, we like to talk to people. Like we like to engage. We want to have a high level, engaging conversation. We want to also have some fun while we're talking about this. So I need you all to do me a favor. I need you all to like, comment, and share and get into this conversation with us because tonight we're talking about God and faith and how God uses the power of neuroplasticity to heal us, to heal the inner us. And so we're talking about imposter syndrome, or what many of you might be more familiar with is things like self-doubt, things like the inner critic, how you know the conversations you have in your head. Raise your hand. You know the full theatrical production that goes on in your head. Yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight, the inner critic. And a lot of us do. Ace talked about the comparison trap. Like we do tend to compare ourselves to other people. Come on here, no matter how smart we are, isn't that something? No matter how beautiful we are, no matter how bright we always find something wrong with ourselves. We always are able to pinpoint the betterment in somebody else. I don't know. Somebody say, God help us to heal.
Help
So
us
let's talk
to
about it
hear.
tonight. So let's talk about, first of all, some of the key characteristics of imposter syndrome. And I want y'all to tell me if you are, um, if any of these resonate with you. Now, if you like me, all of them might resonate with you, child. Because look, I'm teaching, but I'm also learning with everybody else. Okay, don't get it twisted. Okay, don't get it twisted. Characteristic number one: self-doubt. Oh God, oh God. How many of us deal with self-doubt? This is our own inability, for whatever reason, to believe in ourselves. Because I know a lot of us, I'm guilty at times, I'm getting better. We can believe in everybody except ourselves. Where are those people at? When you can encourage everybody else, you're everybody else's cheerleader, right? You got a word for everybody else. Come on here. You can go to God on behalf of everybody else. You believe in everybody else's vision. You believe in everybody else's worth. You believe that everybody else is capable. But when it comes down to you, talk back to me, somebody. Delia says she can relate. When it come back to you, you're full of doubt. You don't feel worthy. You minimize your own achievements. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. You compare your achievements to that of other people. And if your achievements in your own perception are not as great as how you perceive somebody else's, then you dismiss your achievements. Somebody talk to me. Okay. Now, when you do this, especially if you do it repetitively, you are creating a lot of chaos in your own brain. And you are actually giving your brain permission to not believe in you. And when you stop believing in yourself, you literally cause your brain to not produce enough neurotransmitters, enough chemicals to give you the energy that you need to go out and pursue. Somebody say, teach us brain coach tonight. All right. Now, why do we bring God into this? I want you to stay tuned because Ace and I are going to talk about how God and faith intersects with this whole conversation tonight. Okay. What's the second characteristic? Well, fear of exposure.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
We have this constant fear that we're going to be exposed as a fraud. We have a
Mm.
constant fear that if we put ourselves out there, that people are going to somehow convince other people that we're fake, that we're scammers, that we're not real, that we can't be trusted. Hello. And so many of us hide out in the back. We hide in the shadows. because we don't want to come to the front. We don't want that light to shine on us because we see ourselves as unworthy. We see ourselves as not good enough. And we are so convinced that other people are going to see us the exact same way. So we don't want the exposure. I'm going to get in trouble. Y'all know I always get in trouble. These are the folks that when you're in the grocery store, y'all tell me if this has ever happened to you. When you're in the grocery store, have you ever had a person walk up to you and say, "Oh, hey, I see your post on Facebook all the time, but I don't never say nothing"?
Uh-oh.
Those are the folks that are like, "Yeah, I'm on Facebook, but I don't post anything." You want to know why? Those people are dealing with some level of imposter syndrome. Those people are dealing with some level of inner critical conversations that they're having within themselves. So what they do is they take themselves off grid. And this happens to us in our everyday life. And this is why many of us are not getting the opportunities that we desire because we take ourselves off grid because we don't want to be found out. We don't want the exposure. I don't know about you. Give me the exposure because the exposure brings me into more opportunities for success and money and wealth and relationships. Y'all not liking to me. Y'all
Delia
liking
said,
me.
that never happened to me
And
before.
it happens to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to the grocery store, people like literally like they run me over. Hey, I see you on Facebook all the time. But I don't never say nothing though, because people ruthless online. They say it to me all
Mm-hmm.
the time. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So I want to ask you tonight, do you have these type of conversations within yourself about you? And again, y'all know I like to ask y'all those challenging questions, right? What do you do or what are you not doing because of self-doubt? What are you not producing because of imposter syndrome? What brilliance are you not putting out into the world because you don't believe in yourself? All right. Another key characteristic of imposter syndrome, and this is so amazing to me, the attribution of a success. Now, what does that mean? People who do this, when they do something that is successful, when they do accomplish something, guess what? They never give themselves credit for it. Oh, I'm talking to somebody. They never just say, I did a damn good job.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we're going to introduce a little bit of God, but we're going to come back to God in a minute. A lot of you all would rather give God the credit for it than yourselves, even though God doesn't even want that for you. You'll give your friend the credit for something, or you'll just say it was just luck and it can never happen to me again. Hello, lights. You will give anybody the credit other than yourself, even though you're the one. Ace and I were just talking tonight. We're not gonna call no names though, because we don't do that. We're not messy. But we were talking about a creator on YouTube tonight, and clearly she has a growing channel, and that's great. But I noticed something about her channel, about her content. She never takes the credit for her success. She's given it to something outside of herself, something external. Although she's the one that's doing all the work. She's the one putting the content out there. And so I can't help but wonder, like, is there some underlying imposter syndrome within her? Is there some type of self-doubt within herself? What was her childhood like? Because I'm telling y'all right now, the first 7 or 8 years of your childhood can help me understand a lot about a person. I like to ask people questions about their childhood. So I'm going to ask some of you tonight. You ain't got to tell me if you don't feel comfortable, but what was your childhood like? Were you raised by parents who uplifted you, believed in you, encouraged you to be your best? Were you raised by people who affirmed you, applauded for you, pushed you into greatness, encouraged you to do more, encouraged you to develop your skill set and your talent? Were you raised by people? Were you around people who encouraged you to speak out, to voice your opinion? I just want to know. Because if you were not, you probably are an adult today who is dealing with a lot of self-doubt, imposter syndrome, and that inner critic that I'm talking about tonight. Because we know through the data and through the research that individuals who were raised in those type of maladaptive environments where there was a lot of shame and punishment, rebuke, criticism, those people today as adults, I don't care, they could be 45 years old, but that inner critic in their brain today reminds them constantly of the first 7 or 8 years of their life. And in their brain, in their mind, there's still that little 8-year-old kid. There's still that 6-year-old kid who was hit in the mouth and told to shut up. In their mind, even though they're 40 years old, their brain thinks there's still that 4-year-old kid or that 7-year-old kid who was laughed at, who was teased, who was silenced, who was shamed, who was ridiculed, who was abused. Oh my God. And Delia, I would like to engage you in a conversation about why you don't sing in front of people. Because I guarantee you, the brain coach, okay, I'm putting myself out here, but I feel like there's something in your childhood, all right, that is the culprit. There is something in your childhood. And I feel like there was people in your childhood who made you feel uncomfortable, who maybe ridiculed you, or maybe somebody critiqued you or criticized you in a hurtful way. But I would like for you to talk to me about that, because there's a reason why you never sing in front of someone. And that usually comes from a place of shame. Y'all, I'm gonna get in trouble, Ace. We've been made to feel like the reason we don't do things is because we're shy. Be careful with the word shy. Because according to what the researchers have shown me, we really are not shy by nature. If we are shy, something happened to us. All right. And this is one of the questions Oprah Winfrey said it best when she said, I learned how to ask when a person does something that's off kilter, does something even unthinkable, rather than me offer judgment. My first question usually is, why did they do that? And I want you to know tonight that there is always a why. Okay, there's a why. And so I want you to start thinking about your childhood and how your childhood intersects with who you are today. And God wants to heal the pain from your childhood. I'm going to say that one more time.
Come on, somebody.
Just in case somebody in the back didn't get it. I said, God wants to heal the pain from your childhood. It's enough of y'all watching. I need at least 7 of y'all to type in the comments, whether you're watching Facebook or YouTube. Type with me. God wants to heal the pain in my childhood. Because that inner critic, that inner voice that keeps insulting you and belittling you and shaming you and inciting fear in you, that is coming more than likely from a place of childhood trauma. I wish I had somebody.
I wish I had somebody
to talk back to me.
Dr. Vanessa, I wish I had somebody who can just be honest. I don't want it to just be me and Delia, because Delia done triggered me up in here, okay?
She said she had fun when she was a kid.
Because I don't know, I was just looking into her comment, Dr. Brooks, and what you're saying. I grew up in a musically inclined family, okay? Everyone in my family on my mother's side can sing. And so we sing. That's just what we do. Not only that, but I was classically trained in voice. But let me tell you, there was somebody, and he might get mad, but I'm going to say it. My daddy, shut that noise up.
See?
Shut that noise up. I remember I would be in my room, la da 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 da. He would come slam my door. And it just made me be like, oh. Or I would be singing in the car, he'll turn the music all the way up, right? And so people always ask me, can you sing for my birthday? Can you sing for this? And I always feel shame. Like I haven't sang in a professional setting in 15 years. I'm talking about, I'm a classically trained musician. I can sing. Oh, I don't know if I still can, but I can sing. I can sing the blues. But when you just said it, I was wondering when was that moment that happened that stole my voice?
Yep.
When was that moment because you're absolutely right. Kids are born, they're not shy. They're like, it's our job to protect children and keep them safe, because They'll walk around with their little thinky thing hanging out. They'll go pee on the couch. They'll go jump off a slide, run down the street. They are so careless. And you have to think, when does that moment come when you're just like, let me cover myself up? What changes in that moment where you're just like, you hide yourself from people? And I'm thinking, like, that was my moment. So Delia, me, we got some synergy here. And I want to encourage you to listen to today, because you and me, we're gonna sing after this one.
And see, I love what Delia is saying, because I'm telling y'all, the more y'all begin to dig, the more you're going to see that what I'm trying to teach you is true. Because
That's
at first
powerful.
glance, you might think, oh, well, I'm fine. I had a great child. I want you to just, and sometimes the childhood issues may not have come directly from your parents, but the environment in general. And so Delia says something powerful here. She says, people always told my mom I was shy and quiet. Watch this, y'all. So I guess that made me see myself as quiet and shy, as a quiet and shy person. So I became that.
Uh-oh. Delia about to have a breakthrough because she been honest.
Delia, you got to begin to break through right now. Because
Delia being
I
real.
don't even know if you even knew that until just in this moment when you typed it out. Do y'all see how powerful that is? Do y'all see how powerful it is? Belief always, 90% of the time, belief comes from an external source. And I
Mm.
promise you, most of us, hey, Simply Beautiful, been a long time since I've seen you. Most of us are believing things about ourselves that are not true. This, we talked about this, was it last night or night before? Limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have to be careful what we speak, because your brain does not know the difference between what is fantasy, what is fact, what is true, what is not true. And if you speak it to the point of believing it, you will absolutely become it. And sometimes all it takes is one person to say one thing in those vulnerable years of the first 8 years of your life, to alter, to genetically alter the neurons in your brain. Oh my God. I tell the story all the time. Everybody sees me and they do see me do these lives, and they're like, "Oh, she's so she." Listen, when I was 8 years old, first time I ever had a birthday party, and I've never had one since because of the trauma of it. Had a birthday party. I was 8 years old. My mother gave me a birthday party outside. You know, people, my siblings were there. They didn't. I don't guess they meant any harm, but it was the summertime. My birthday's in August. It gets really hot in the South where I live. I've always been a little bit eclectic, a little bit strange, I guess. My mother told me that day, she said, baby, you can find your own clothes, wear what you want to wear. Now, y'all, I grew up in poverty, but my mother was wonderful. We didn't have a washing machine in the house at that time. There was an outfit I wanted to wear. Now, why I wanted to wear some corduroy pants in August, I do not know. Now, y'all might be a little too young to even know what corduroys jeans are. But let me know in the comments if you know what corduroys are, because that's how old I am. But it's not a fabric that you should wear in the summertime. Let's just put it that way. It's for winter. But I wanted to put these corduroy jeans on, and I don't know why. I wanted to put this turtleneck shirt on. I don't know why. Leave me alone, mind your business, okay? But that's what I wanted to wear. So I washed it out by hand, Ace. I washed my outfit out by hand early that morning, hung my clothes on the line to dry. Yes, we had clothesline back in the day. Y'all are so fancy. Y'all had washers and dryers, but this little girl grew up with a clothesline. Okay. So I went and got dressed. My clothes dried, you know, put them on. They was kind of wrinkled. Leave me alone, mind your business. I go outside for my surprise party and everybody laughs at me. They laugh at me. I mean, like, they won't laughing with me. They were scoffing me. Like, what do you have on? Why are you dressed like that? It is 100 degrees out here. You look so silly. You should know how you look. Go take that mess off. Scarred me for life. I have not thrown a party for myself since. I've not had a party since that day. And it not only not made me want to have a party, but a lot of y'all don't know how I've had to work through all of that trauma to even feel worthy enough to put myself on a camera and do live stream. I've been doing live streaming for 14 years in my business, but I've had to work through neuroplasticity to work on my brain, y'all. And so I ask people to do that. the assessments early on when people come to me for coaching or for healing sessions. First thing I'm gonna always do with them is a lifeline assessment. I'm gonna do a limiting belief assessment. For those of you who are gonna sign up for the experience, the Elevate Her experience next week, when you come into that program with me and Ace, the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna do a limiting beliefs assessment. Because why? Because if you can't identify where your strongholds are, then you're never gonna be able to heal them. Ace, can I say it one more time?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't identify where your strongholds are, you will never be able to identify them. I'm about to get in trouble. We got to do more than pray our strongholds away. God has given you the power. What does the scripture say? Is it Psalm 139? I don't know, whatever the scripture is.
Mm-hmm.
We're fearfully and wonderfully made by God.
That's right.
Somebody that's not mad, type in the comment section. I am fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And so to me, as a critical thinker, then if I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by God, which I believe with every fiber of my being, the question I must ask myself is, then why am I struggling with this inner critic? Why do I lack belief in myself? Where does this self-doubt come from? Where did the fear come from? And all I'm asking you to do is to just do the work so that you can identify your blocks. Because once you identify your blocks, hey, Candace, you're going to get your breakthrough. I'm going to say it one more time. Come on, Psalm 139:14. Everybody type it in the comment section. Once you identify your blocks, then you get your breakthrough. God have mercy. Okay? And so a lot of us are not getting our breakthroughs because we don't know what our blocks are. Okay? And I'm telling you that most of your blocks came when you were a child. Hello, somebody. Most of your blocks came when you were a child. The problem is you believed the things that were done to you in your childhood. So you became that version of yourself in your adulthood. Somebody say, teach, brain coach. We just saw an example of that. Did not Delia just tell y'all? It was somebody else that told her that she was quiet and shy. And so she said it must be true. And so I became quiet and shy. I wish I had somebody to talk back to me. This is why I want us to learn neuroplasticity. Somebody please type it in the comment section. Somebody, if you can't spell it, just type NP. Okay? Because neuroplasticity is the science, proven science, that will help you to not only identify those blocks, because I'm going to use neuroscience to teach you how to identify your blocks. And then we're going to use neuroplasticity so that you can get your breakthrough. Have you registered for tomorrow's webinar? Is what I want to know. It's free. Have you registered for tomorrow's webinar? It's free. When Ace takes the mic, I'm going to put the link in the comment section to make sure everybody has the webinar. So God wants you to learn neuroplasticity. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm going to have to bring my microphone out when I do these lives because I feel like preaching. God wants to heal you. He wants to heal you. And God wants to use neuroplasticity to do it, because God did not design our brain to be in dysfunction. Come on here. Somebody say, preach, Dr. Vanessa. God did not design our brain to be in trauma. God, have mercy. God did not design our brain to be in fear or lack. None of those things are the will of God for our lives. Somebody, somewhere on our human journey led us astray. They didn't mean to. They did to you what was done to them. But this is what the Bible says. Ace, could you type it in the comments? Romans 12:2, 1 and 2. Be transformed. How? By the renewing of your mind. And I'm here to tell you tonight that neuroplasticity is the renewing of your mind. And I'm asking you, can you trust me and Ace as much as you trust Paul the Apostle in Romans chapter 12? Because I believe that God has anointed Ace and I with information and knowledge that Apostle Paul did not give us in Romans 12, chapter 1 and 2. We ain't mad at Romans 12, 1 and 2. We ain't mad at the Apostle Paul. We're grateful for that knowledge of telling us how to be transformed. We're grateful that Paul got the revelation from God. You got to renew your mind to be transformed. But I'm also grateful tonight that God has taken that thing to the next level and that God has anointed myself and Ace to understand neuroscience, to understand neuroplasticity. This is the key to unlock the door to transformation. This is the key to unlock the door to renewing your mind. But you got to be taught. I mean, I had to be taught. All right. And so I'm just asking you tonight, are you willing to go to the next level in your journey of elevation? Take it away, Ace. I'm going to put this link in the comment section.
Such a powerful conversation. First off, Dr. Brooks, is to talk about the renewal of your mind. And I know some of us, I don't know if you guys need a brain a neuroscience for dummies, because sometimes I need a neuroscience for dummies, okay? Don't judge me, okay? But I think what she's saying is that we have the power to rewire our minds. We have the power to say, you know what, I'm going to replace that thought. I'm going to, because I've now been able to identify. Delia, you have now identified that there was a projection on you of shyness and of quietness and meekness. And so you assume that archetype, right? But what if we say, you know what? I'm actually brave. I'm kind of bold. I'm larger than life. What if we start to use that type of affirmative inner conversation to combat the inner critic? What if we just decided to change the language? I don't think that you guys really understand. And I remember before I started to really study psychology and I just used to think that these things were so cliche. I used to hate when just speak positive affirmations. Well, I'm going to tell you something I've learned. There's major power in what affirmations can do for your brain. You are saying that you feel shy. And if that's not a characteristic that you no longer want to hold, how about you just say, I'm brave. I'm bold, right? What if you started to say it until you believed it, right? And Dr. Brooks, I was just thinking about the characteristics. We're talking about imposter syndrome tonight. What does it look like? What is imposter syndrome? And we haven't got to one of my favorite things, which I suffer from, y'all. Perfectionism. Woo-wee. Perfectionism. Perfectionism is when you have the tendency to continue to raise the bar. I don't know about anybody else, but I will punish myself to no end by raising the bar almost where I can't even reach it any longer. And anything beneath that bar is just not good enough. I do this at work. I do it in my business. I do it when I'm around people. I'm constantly competing with this high standard. And everything has to fall and be so perfect. And let me tell you a realization I had today. I'm going to just be honest with them, Dr. Brooks. So Dr. Brooks kind of mentioned that there's a creator. Me and Dr. Brooks have been on our content journey. We've been in the professional world, coaching and teaching and doing all of the things. And I'm just like, let's bring our YouTube channel together. Let's get on YouTube. Dr. Brooks had her YouTube channel. And I'm like, let's make this something. So part of the work for us is to study. What are people doing in 2024? Like, what do you need to do? We need to know all of the things. Like, is there certain looks that you got to have, certain thumbnails? And we found a young lady, okay? Now, when we found this young lady about 2 weeks ago, she had about 3,000 subscribers. Now, to me, that was amazing. That was amazing. She had 3,000 subscribers. Today, 2 weeks later, she got 23,000 subscribers. And we've been watching this growth. But let me tell you something that separates me and her. This lady gets in her car every day and she cuts on her phone camera and she just talks. And then she posts the video. She doesn't edit the video. She don't add in no B-roll footage. She doesn't have no monologue or script prepared. She just posts a video and her channel is blowing up. Now let's talk about perfectionism because for me, every time I record a video, y'all, it's a whole production. I might as well be at Tyler Perry Studios because it's giving outfit, it's giving jewels, it's giving lights, it's giving powdering the face, it's giving. Where's my script? Hello, can I have a bottle of Evian water? It's giving very clean, very professional. And here are people who just show up raw and vulnerable and just being themselves. And I had to think to myself, why am I setting the bar all the way up here? Why is my bar has to be so perfect? And today, in real time, y'all, I tried something so vulnerable. I just recorded a video and I didn't edit it. I didn't think about it. I didn't perfect my speech. I've been speaking all around the world for so long. It's in me to practice my speeches, right? It's in me to write out my thoughts. And I have become a victim of my perfectionism. And so I'm hoping that I can help some of y'all because what I'm telling you is that sometimes we raise the bar so high that it's not even a reality of how we can get there. Because right where you are now is this sweet spot of perfect imperfection. There's something sweet about imperfection, y'all. There's something sweet about flaws. There's something sweet about not being perfect. We are living in a day and age, and I keep hearing people say this. People are tired of the representative. People are tired of meeting the front stage version of you. People are no longer connecting to your mask. People are no longer connecting to all of the success and all of the things that you have. They want to see a real human. They want to see somebody that's imperfect. Delia said, I grew up thinking that everyone else was smarter than me. And now when I go to work, I have to ask for validation if I'm doing something right.
Bingo. And I knew, Delia, if you kept talking and thinking, because this is why you can't sing in front of people. Remember, your first answer was, I had a fun childhood, which is great, but I'm asking you to dig a little bit deeper, and you did. I'm telling y'all, if you keep digging deeper, you are going to find the blocks. You're going to find the limiting beliefs, and you're going to start to understand why you have not been able to accomplish the things that you really want to accomplish. And Delia, you're like my ace. You're like my number one student tonight. You're like, yes, come to the front of the class. I just want to give you a gold star because you're proving everything that we're trying to teach tonight. And I love that she was willing to, she didn't get offended. She said, okay, I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to keep thinking about things. And she's come up with 2 revelations inside of 15 minutes about her life. And I think if she's not careful, she's going to mess around and get a breakthrough.
She's going to get a breakthrough.
She's explained to her own mind why she might be experiencing some limitations in her life. Because now she feels like, okay, I got to go get the validation of other people because I grew up thinking that everybody else was smarter than me. Y'all see what we're saying? That's the inner critic. Those are the inner conversations we're talking about, y'all. That's the comparison trap that we're talking about right there. Okay.
And really, Dr. Bruce, it's a simple shift that she has to make here, right? Like, because the simple shift
ain't that simple though.
I'm smart.
She gotta come to Alabama. It ain't that simple.
Register. I think you said you'd be there tomorrow, right?
Because it's not. I mean, it might be simple in theory, but the brain, the way your brain is already wired, it's gonna make it not be simple. You see what I mean? Yeah, the shift itself should be simple, but because her brain has been holding that program hardwired. I don't even know how old she is, but if she's older than 25, even if she's older than 8, which I suspect that she is, there's a whole program that's been hardwired into her brain. And so trying to come up out of that, it's not going to be simple. This is exactly why, whether she signs up or not, she's really making me feel so heard and seen right now, because I want you all to understand this is how difficult.
Oh, she's 17.
She's 17 years old.
Wow.
Delia, you got hope. There is so much hope for Delia. Okay, because you're not 25 yet, so that's good because your brain is still actually growing, which is even better. Which is even better. So Delia really is going to need that neuroplasticity work, though, because that's still over a decade of a hardwired belief that she has in her brain about her self-efficacy, her worth, her abilities, her intelligence, her capabilities. She has now believed that she is not as good as somebody else, and so now she needs somebody else to validate her. And so then I wonder, what does that look like in real time in terms of her lived experience, whether or not people in her life that were validating her and approving, making her feel approved and seen and heard. So yeah, this is a real problem that we have. And we don't want Delia to grow up and be 35, 45, still wrestling. Because you just heard Ace's testimony, right? He just was very, very transparent. I will say, however, I'm gonna come to my partner's defense in a minute, though. That lady on YouTube, I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna do what she's doing, because I don't like the audience that she might be attracting.
Oop.
I don't know.
Oop.
I don't know, because audience relevance is important to me, at least, anyways. I don't know, but I do get that there is room for us to not be quite as rigid and quite as structured, but I don't think you and her are the same people either. Uh-oh. So I don't know if it's a fair comparison. It almost feels like an apples and oranges comparison.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because her content is not your content.
It's not.
So it's easy to just sit in your car and just talk about how unworthy you are, and you're just glad that God bless your YouTube channel. It doesn't take a whole lot of efficacy for that. So I don't know if it's a fair comparison that you're doing to yourself. But I digress. Go ahead.
I digress.
No, I digress.
Y'all see, she's building up my efficacy. She said, "No, when you putting in the work, you're worthy. You're worthy of that."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to let you go with that one.
Am I an imposter?
It's giving imposter syndrome. It's given now. You're acting like you're some kind of fraud because you don't have 20,000 followers and she does. What if she's the imposter?
Am I an imposter, y'all?
What if she has imposter syndrome? I'm just saying. And what if she's attracting a bunch of people who have imposter syndrome?
Uh-oh.
What if we have fewer people in our planet who have efficacy?
Candace, don't laugh at me.
Candace said she signed up, y'all.
Candace said she signed up
for the webinar. Go, Candace. Go, Candace.
Dr. Brooks. So
we'll see you tomorrow, Candace. Did you see that Candace signed up for the webinar, Ace?
Oh, Candace. I'm sorry, I was stuck in my imposterish, y'all. But Dr. Brooks, so last and not least, overworking and being burned out. Is there anybody who has experience being overworked and burned out? I want you guys to know this is a big, big sign of the imposter syndrome, because you tend to counteract your inadequacy with more work, more preparation, more perfection, working harder than everyone else, right? And you find yourself being burned out and filled with stress, riddled with stress. Man, when I was reading this particular text today, I was like, yo, I've been operating in an imposter syndrome for so long. I tend to overwork. I used to be so proud of it. Like, I'm a hard worker. Knowing I'm stressed. Knowing I'm burnt out, knowing I done rose the bar so damn high that I'm the only person that can climb it, y'all. I have known these things about myself. And, I love that Delia is 17, man. This is such a great conversation when you're someone who is still, you're still kind of developing those things up there. I love this for you because I know how powerful. I'm not taking from no one else in this space, but I'm saying for the young kid, the younger folks, I'm not gonna call you a kid, but the younger folks, I'm so happy that you sit through a conversation like this. That lets me know you're a superstar, baby. I know something about
Because
you.
when I was 17, I won't have no conversations about
Listen, when I was
neuroplasticity.
17, I was still out there bouncing the girls. Hello, hello. I'm so proud of you.
I won't talk about neuroplasticity when I was 17.
Candace, exactly. You and me are so much alike.
Delia
We
says she
tend to
signed up
overwork
too.
ourselves.
Go Delia. Delia says she signed up 2 A's for the webinar tomorrow night.
Oh, Delia.
Go
Tell some of your
Delia.
friends because we
It's your
would love to
birthday.
talk to some other younger folks too. We want to help y'all so y'all can be millionaires
Right.
by
So
25.
y'all give the link to some more people, okay? Find your network and tell them that you're coming to this free, powerful webinar tomorrow, which tomorrow night we're actually going to focus on not even imposter syndrome. We're going to focus on, um, we're going to give you the guide to how neuroplasticity can rewire your brain to help you attract more wealth into your life.
Uh-oh.
Because we know everybody needs more wealth, more abundance, more
Uh-oh.
money. Hello, raise your hand.
Uh-oh.
All right, so
Delia.
tomorrow is gonna be
Delia, I need you to tell some of your
tomorrow gonna be
friends
lit.
so y'all can be 25-year-old millionaires, okay? Because tomorrow we're doing the neuroscience of how you can rewire your brain to attract wealth. It's literally science, y'all. Science has proven to us. They have studied
Yes,
successful people, billionaires. They have scanned their brains and they've realized it starts in here.
it does.
That is just incredible. She said, I used to want to be a therapist, but I didn't know if I could get the degree and pass the classes.
Delia, you absolutely can get the degree and pass the classes. You're only 17, sweetheart,
Mm-hmm.
and you can.
You can.
So tomorrow the webinar is going to really help you because when we talk about wealth, it's not just money either. Wealth is a mindset. And so you're going to learn how to shift your mindset into knowing that you can. I'm not sure what this Jesus comment is about, Ace. I'm not sure what Deidre's referring to there.
I'm not sure what
Deidre, if you're still watching, if you want to give us some context around that around your comment, I'm not. We try to engage the comments, but I'm not really sure what that comment's about. If you want to give us some context, that'd be great. She says she'll know her friend. You signed up, Beads. Hey, Sharon Hughes.
we need a bell or something.
I know, right? I keep forgetting that Beads is Sharon Hughes Clark from TikTok. Hey, Sharon Hughes.
Hey,
Do you miss me on TikTok, Sharon?
Somebody said they miss you on TikTok.
Do y'all want me to come back to TikTok? Do we need to do a guest appearance on
It's
TikTok?
almost been a month. Can you believe that?
I know, right? Do I need to do a guest appearance on TikTok?
I beats. I love seeing all of our people, y'all. We are breaking through and rewiring our brains together. I love that for us. I love that we can have this safe space to talk about our childhoods and to talk about where we come from and what happened. And we're being able to, Dr. Brooks has talked about a lifeline review. Where was that moment? Where was that moment that birthed the imposter in you? Because I promise you, some of y'all, if you can work through this is why you need to elevate her experience. Because some of you guys, I promise you should be making $40,000, $50,000 more a year. I promise. I promise there's a shift that needs to happen in your prefrontal cortex that is going to lead you to $50,000 to $100,000 more a year. There's some of you guys who just missing the mark by a little. Your love, your language, your happiness, your bliss is right there.
Come on, Ace.
You can't see it. You can't see it just sitting here hovering. You feel it. But see, that imposter is in the way. That imposter is blocking you from seeing how you can get over here. And what Dr. Brooks and I have done is created this amazing Elevate Her experience. And in this experience, it's a 4-week program where you'll get to come into this intensive cohort with us. And we're going to have this immersive, interactive experience where we go through neuroscience. And the topics are good, y'all. the topics, the classes, the assessments, the tests. This is going to be information. I'm, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be writing us back in a year from now, and you're going to say, I made eight figures. I made 7 figures in my business. Oh my God, I started the business. I just got married. I lost the weight. Oh, get off. Hello.
Oh,
Get out of my business.
I feel God on that one.
I felt God on that one.
God on that one.
I felt God on that. I'm telling you, this program is going to change your life. And let me tell you how I know. Because it's changing our lives as we're writing it. It's changing our lives as we're writing it. No Literally, every day has been a new miracle, a new instance, a new thing that has happened that has just opened up doors. People are now asking about this program. So I'm telling you right now, you want to grab one of the 10 seats for our alumni founders experience, because this is going to be the first founders of this new academy. And I want you guys to be in here before it's $1,800,000 next year, okay? I need you guys to get into this program because it's more than just these things. Dr. Brooks had a brilliant point. We can sit here and tell you all of the mythologies. It's not going to mean anything to you. It's not going to do nothing for you. You guys have been to church and got that high. By the time you get out of church, you stop at the local White Castle. You stop at the local Burger King. You get your burger. You still feel it. By the time you pull up in the driveway and you walk in the house and you see one dish in the sink,
Mama.
all of that esteem is gone. Now you got to wait a whole nother 7 days to get built back up. I know some of y'all got a self-help book right now. You still in the 2nd chapter. I ain't talking about nobody. Now you done had the book for 2 years. You in the 2nd chapter now. And every time you read one sentence, you feel encouraged. You feel uplifted. And the moment you get to work and your boss says something to you, oops.
Uh-oh.
All of your efficacy is gone. All of your self-esteem is gone. Some of y'all done went and got a spirit. Okay. I'm going too far. But some of y'all done went and seen a psychic. Some of y'all done went and went to a prophetic revival. And they done told you God got plans for your life. The Great Spirit is going to do things in your life. Things are going to change in your life. And you feel this high. And you feel capable. And you feel ready. And then you walk out the door. And your engine light come on your car. And all of that's gone out the door. I'm trying to tell you that we know something that will latch on into the circuitry of your neural networks. We're going to teach you step by step how to unwire those self-deprecating, self-limiting, those disempowering neural networks that have been with you for years. We're talking about brain surgery, dare I say. Okay, we're talking about how can we unwire this stuff so that you are never the same again. Now, I see that there's some new people in this room tonight who I haven't seen before. And so I want to have some fun with you guys because there's some new people. Now, if you have been in this room, do not answer this question. But I'm talking to the Delilahs. I'm talking to the Candace. I'm talking to the Sharon. I'm talking to the people who haven't been here tonight or before in the last 3 weeks. I want you to stare at this image. And I want you to tell me in the comments what it is that you see. I want you to just look at it, and I want you to tell me everything that you see in this picture. Because I promise you, Delilah says she knows, so you can't say nothing.
Yeah, Delilah been here before.
Delilah, you can't say nothing.
Don't say that, Delilah.
Because we're going somewhere. We are going somewhere because I want to help you to understand how those neural networks work. So if you're in this room, I just need 2 people. I just need 2 of y'all to tell me what y'all see in this photo. If y'all can just give me 2 people so that I can make my point and get off this live and go eat my sandwich. If I can just get 2 people so I can go finish my margarita. Because I said I wasn't going to drink it while I was on the live. I wanted to give y'all a professional. I told you I'm a perfectionist. Oh, now Dr. Brooks. Now, Dr. Brooks. Now, Dr. Brooks, you know you're wrong, Dr. Brooks. I just need two answers. Okay, Candace says, I see a man laying with his head turned to the side.
Okay,
Is there
Candace.
one more person? Is there one more person? Okay, Sharon said, forgetting what the sermon title, out the door. Exactly. That part. Y'all get that temporary dopamine fix, and then y'all go on about y'all life, and it's gone. I'm trying to teach you how to stay in that positive vibration. Is there one more person that can look at this image and tell me what they see? I love this experiment because it's so fun to see how the brain works. I can only think I see a man and a chicken.
Who said that, Sharon?
Dr. Brooks, I'm gonna let
Wow.
you take over because you know this is my favorite part.
Wow. So Sharon said she sees a man and a chicken. Okay. And then wait a minute, who was the other person? Somebody else saw.
Candace,
Who was it?
Candace, I
Candace.
see.
Candace sees a man laying with his head turned to the side. Now, Jack and Beads, y'all know I love y'all. My TikTok fam. But both of y'all are wrong. That's not a man laying with his head to the side. Nor is it a white cow with black ears. Not that either. And it's not a man and a chicken. It's a cow, y'all. It's a
Ah,
cow.
it's a cow, y'all.
Everybody type in the comment section. It's a cow, y'all. Now I want to tell you why neuroplasticity is so important. Candace said a cow? Yes. Now let me show you the cow first, okay?
Oliver said he saw a cow.
He saw a cow,
He said, I see a cow with black ears. Okay.
but that ain't what he said before, is it?
I
He
think
said it
so.
was that ain't what he said. And Oliver was on here the other night when we did this too.
He said, that's a cow, y'all. It's a cow, y'all.
Um, Oliver, did you delete your comment? Because that ain't what you did. That you didn't say that a minute ago.
Let me see.
Did he delete it?
Let me see. Yeah, he said white cow with black ears.
Delia, you still don't see the cow? Okay, show you the cow. I'm gonna show you the cow. So what I want y'all to do, I want you to look at the screen, but I want you to look at the image and go all the way to the left. Go all the way to the left of this image.
Is it the left
Okay?
corner?
Huh?
Go to the left, like left middle or the left corner?
Just go to the left.
Okay.
Just go directly to the left of the image that you see. Okay? Have y'all done that so far? I'm on Facebook because I want to see what it looks like to y'all. There we go. Just go to the left. Let your eyes go to the left. Okay? Now, to the left, you're going to see like this splotchy stuff, like black and white splotchy stuff. That is the upper body of the cow, but it also runs directly into his head. So if you take your eyes and you go upward, you're going to see those two black ears, one on either side, and that white piece in the middle between those two black ears is his face. And then you'll see his eyes, one on the left, one on the right. He's slightly turned towards the side, just slightly. Do y'all see it? Do y'all see it?
Do
Now
y'all see it?
let me tell you why you didn't see it at first. You didn't see the cow because your brain didn't show you the cow, because your brain is not used to that abstract image of a cow. Okay? Whenever you saw a cow for the first time in your life, I don't know if you were 5 or 10, whenever you saw your first cow, it did not look like that. So your brain has already registered what a cow is supposed to look like to you. And because that image does not look like what a cow is supposed to look like to your brain cannot process that image. So now that image has become very scrambled in your brain. And so now the only thing that your brain can do is make up something. Your brain is going to fill it in with conjecture and belief, and you're just going to start making up stuff, which is exactly what y'all did. And so then the other piece of that is remembering that your eyes don't see things first. Your brain has to see it before your eyes see it. And once your brain is clear, then your brain can give your optic nerves a clear image of what it is you're looking at. Same thing happens to you in your real life. This is why a lot of people have a hard time getting their breakthrough in life. This is why people have a hard time achieving their goals, because what you want to do oftentimes are things that your brain has never seen you do before. And because your brain has never seen you do it before, your brain gets really scrambled when you're trying to tell your brain to do something. This is why you need to learn neuroplasticity so that you can rewire the networks in your brain to help your brain see new images, new opportunities, new goals. Does it make sense?
You guys are having me crack up because none of y'all still see the cow. It literally is a cow that's looking dead at you guys. It's two eyes if you look, and then if you look, their body, the extended version of the body has three little spots on her body. She has two black ears. She has a little black snout, and she has two eyes, and she's looking directly into the camera. So I'm gonna need you guys to kind of step back a little bit, and you're going to see that there's a cow staring directly at
At
you.
you.
She
I
had,
love what
I
Candace
call
says.
her Helga.
Candace says, now my brain hurts trying to see a cow. That's exactly my point. And guess what else, Candace? Let me ask you a question while I got you, Candace Jack. And I'm not calling you out. I like to give, I like for you all to also have real life examples of what we're talking about when we talk about the power of neuroplasticity. So, is there anything in your life that you've ever wanted to get accomplished that you could not get accomplished, Candace? And if so, would you mind telling me what one thing would be? Because what we're trying to show you all is that your brain literally will hurt trying to see something that your brain has never seen before. Your brain will not be able to identify something that it's never seen before. There you go. I forgot to tell you I had to move back off the phone. So you see that? She said, I saw it once I pulled the phone away. See?
Try pulling your phone away, Sharon, and you're going to see a cute little cow staring directly into the camera. It almost looks like a calf, like a baby cow, like a little cow.
Who was Roland Keith? I'm trying to just ignore Roland Keith. I
Come on, stay focused, Dr.
just
Britt.
say focus stage. Okay. I didn't ask for his expert advice or opinion. I'm the expert over here. I'm Dr. Vanessa R. Brooks, the brain coach. But somebody say focus, Dr. Vanessa. Okay. All right. So let me see what she said. Yes, I always wanted to do what you did, earn a doctorate degree. Okay. All right. I love that. And so what I want you to start thinking about is, what were the blockages that my brain was unable to see myself earning the doctorate degree? Because once you can pinpoint that, you're on your way to fixing it. Because I'm telling y'all, the first step in success is we got to get our brain to see it. I'm going to say that one more time. I'm going to say that one more time, y'all. The first step, somebody type this out for me. The first step to success is my brain needs to see it. And if your brain has not seen it because there's been nothing in you to demonstrate it or to model it, then your brain is not going to release enough of the chemicals that you need to feel inspiration to go and pursue it. Because here's the hard part that I'm going to say out loud, y'all. Don't y'all get mad, okay? It's all of us are guilty. Desire isn't enough. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich. It's really a book about neuroscience, honestly. I don't know if you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich. He gives these 12 steps, right? Which is good. But the steps are not enough if the neurons in the brain have not been configured for what it is you want, right? It does start with a desire, with a want, but you need so much more than that. You got to literally retrain or rewire your brain, because the neuroscientists say this. They have a saying in the world of neuroscience: brain cells that wire together fire together. And if you can get enough brain cells wired for success, wired for a doctoral degree, wired for whatever vision you have, if you can get enough of your neurons to be wired together for whatever it is you desire, they will start firing off. And once they start firing off, what happens? You get energy, you get inspiration, you feel momentum, you feel motivated, and you will go and do the work. You'll start taking inspired action after inspired action after inspired action. It's called neuroplasticity, y'all. Whew. That's what me and Ace want to teach you. So the first step is we want to invite you all to come into the webinar tomorrow night, okay? Because we're going to introduce you to neuroplasticity, okay? That's the first step, all right? And you're going to have the first opportunity to sign up for a early bird price, investment price on our 4-week immersive program called the Elevate Her Experience, where we're going to guide you through how to rewire the neurons in your brain so you can have what it is you desire. Because I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here, but you can write your affirmations down all night long. And that's good, because we're gonna have you writing things. We're gonna use affirmations too in the program. But I'm trying to tell you that affirmations is just a piece of it. Law of attraction, if you believe in law of attraction, it's just a piece of it. Prayer and faith, if you believe in prayer and faith, I think that's great, but it's just a piece of it. God wants us to know the entire method, because God is a God of order. Somebody that's not mad, type it out for me. God is a God of order. If you read the Genesis story correctly, in the creation story, I know it looks like, I'm gonna get in trouble, Ace. I know it looks like to us that God just said, "Let there be light," and then there was light. But what the Bible is not able to show you, because they were not evolved enough in their understanding to really show you like the metaphysical and the spiritual value in the scriptures. God used method to create. I think that's the same person that got banned. God used method to create. Okay? And we want to teach you method to create also. And in this modern dispensation of time, we're telling you that neuroplasticity is the method that God used. Because even the Bible tells you, the Bible talks about the mind of God. Ace. The Bible talks about the mind of God. Okay? Jesus Christ understood neuroplasticity. And some of y'all gonna say, well, neuroplasticity is not in the brain. It's not in the Bible. Neither is your cell phone, but you got one. Neither is your Facebook account, but you have one. There are indications that Jesus practiced neuroplasticity. The scripture says, "Let this mind be in you that was also in Christ." Jesus understood mentalism. We may have to add some faith to our program, Ace. For the people who are kind of like on the fence, and you want to integrate faith into this is very much a spiritual program. It really is. Neuroplasticity is a spiritual methodology because it is our creator who created our brain. And the problem is, most of us are not going to go to neuroscience school for 10 years to learn about it. So we don't know how our brain functions. Nobody taught us. Nobody taught us in school how the brain operates. Our teachers didn't teach us this. Our faith systems, our churches didn't teach us this. So we didn't know. The closest you might have come to it is through psychology. And there are so many people who even demonize psychology.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think God has anointed Ace and I to present these findings in a way that feels safe for all people, whether you're people of faith or not, because we don't discriminate against anybody. If you want to know more about neuroplasticity and how rewiring your brain can bring you success, happiness, peace, joy, wealth, health, we want you to come into our program. All right, it's time for Q&A, Ace.
Time for Q&A. Yes, 10 years, Delia, or more.
What's 10 years? What did I miss?
How long a neuroscience program is?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like it's synonymous to a medical degree, to an MD degree. Any questions?
Guys, we are in the wrap up. I appreciate everyone for staying around. I can't wait to see you guys in the webinar tomorrow evening at 8:30. We'll be going live about 8:45. I look forward to seeing y'all in the live. Make sure y'all tap in. We're going to send some emails out to make sure y'all remember. And we're going to do our thing, okay? I'm so excited.
It's 8:30, right?
8:30.
8:30 p.m. So we won't be live tomorrow night like we are tonight because we're going to be inside of the webinar tomorrow night.
Yes.
Okay? So if you want to access, and that'll be your opportunity to come in a more intimate space and ask questions and dialogue and talk. You can even come into the stage for a few minutes for our Q&A. So I'm really, really, really excited about it. Don't y'all forget.
July, it's going to change your life. I promise you. You might find yourself becoming a neuroscientist.
Right. Right.
You want to be a therapist, but you might find yourself being a brain coach one day.
That's right. That's exactly right. But y'all check your emails sometime tomorrow, maybe around noon.
Somebody asked, when do they get a code? I don't think you need a code. I think you just need to click the link.
Who asked that?
Oh, did I just predict that? What the hell?
That just popped up. Delia said so. The code will be the code. So the same. So if you registered already, you should have gotten an email giving you access to the webinar. So make sure that you check your email and get your confirmation email, because the link to get into the webinar it was attached once you registered. But again, tomorrow I'm going to send out reminders to make sure that you have all the information. So check your email, because if you registered, you should have got a confirmation from StreamYard giving you access to the webinar tomorrow night.
I think you just need to click it. I don't think there's a code involved.
No, there's no code. You just click right into the link.
I'm so excited for the webinar tomorrow, you guys.
And now we might go live. We might go live briefly in the morning, but we got a lot of work to do tomorrow, so we might not be able to go live tomorrow to do one last clarion call. We might.
That's right, Delia.
So we'll see. We got a lot of work to do, though.
I keep forgetting that we're on a delay, aren't we?
We are on a delay. So 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, that is Eastern Standard Time, y'all. Okay? Eastern Standard Time. All right. So I don't see any more questions. So I'm assuming that all hearts and all minds are clear. So I will see you all tomorrow, whether we go live in the daytime or whether it's just for the webinar. Either way, if you register, we'll see you tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to introduce you to the science of rewiring your brain. All right.
For wealth, y'all. I'm so excited because I can use some more wealth now.
Me too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, because I'm ready to be in somebody's club on somebody's private island after taking the private jet there.
That part. That part right there.
I want to feel my toes dance in the sand. And
Lord have
so
mercy.
I'm heading to Bora Bora.
Yes.
I'm so excited for tomorrow, guys. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Delia, and everyone else in the live. Thank you guys for joining us. Once again, beautiful people, it's Dr. Brooks and your little cousin Ace. And I'll see you guys again
Grace and peace,
tomorrow.
y'all. Peace
Love
and
you guys.
blessings. Love you. Good night.